minute of the first period, what happened?
I really don't know. Like, I mean, we were being outplayed. I mean, sure, and then they scored the first goal. I'm sitting there again, okay, let's get that, not get that back, but let's have a stopper shift on the next one. Then they score again, and then it seems like we're watching the play going, what's happening? And then they score the third one and leave Demmer out to dry, and obviously it wasn't very good. But it's just seems like giveaway after giveaway after giveaway, and just.
Do you have an update on Thatcher?
Not yet, no.
How much confidence do you have in Spencer if he has to go on a run of games?
Well, I mean, we've got a lot of confidence in him. I mean, he's played great for us. But until I know what the situation is, I don't want to really say too much about it.
JT said there was immaturity throughout the lineup tonight. Is that what you saw?
Well, I'd like to know what he meant by immaturity. I just thought we had no pushback. You know, I mean, you'd like to think that after the last game that, you know, we went for 20 minutes yesterday, that there would be a lot of energy, and we knew that Florida would come out because they were down 3-0 after one in Calgary, and they'd lost 2 on the road, and it's just like we were watching them play, and it's, you know, it's unfortunate. We'll go back to the drawing board. How we can play so good in 1 week and then so bad the next week, it's pretty mind-boggling. Like, I would have put us against anybody after playing Colorado and Vegas, and then coming back at 5 o'clock and still beating a San Jose team that won their next game 4-0 and then took the Leafs to the wire. So I mean, it's just it's hard to understand. I mean, why we're doing this at home and we're playing good on the road right now.
Do you have an explanation as to why you struggle at home? Do you think, or is it...
No, if I had any reason, I'd fix it. If I, you know, I mean, you know, we talk about it all the time. We don't know. I mean, the one thing we can control, I'm sure we've got a team that doesn't go out and crowds too much, and there are a lot of family men on the team. So I mean, the rest I'm not worried about, but it's a little bit mind-boggling how you can lay 2 eggs in a row like that at home.
You moved Hoglander back up to the Horvat line midway through the game. What were you looking for there, and what did you think of his game?
Just speed and energy, and until he made that play for the 5th goal, I thought he was, you know, he was one of the few guys that was playing with a lot of energy. I mean, it was, you know, sort of an experiment that we had at practice a little bit yesterday. So, you know, the rope was really short, but I wanted to see if there was anything to that, and evidently I didn't think there was.
The sequence in which Demko was hurt, there were 4 straight shots from 4 different Panthers. Do you think that contributed to the injury?
I mean, the fact that he had to make 4 saves, I'm sure going left and right probably didn't help any. But not being a doctor, I don't know how much, whether it was just one of the shots or, but by moving back and forth, he was doing his damnedest to try and stop them all, and almost did.
So what has to happen so that a goalie isn't facing 4 straight shots? Is it blocking out? You know, what is it?
Well, I mean, obviously we have to box out. We have to come back harder. We got to do a lot of things better. I mean, that very rarely happens, and it should never happen to one of our teams. And you know, until I really look at it again and get everything down, I mean, I can't really talk from. All I saw was bam, 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 bam. You know.
What do you think of Joshua's effort on this goal? He's got 4 now.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 4 as a 4th liner. I mean, but like everybody else, it was a goal. But I mean, I thought that line for the first time maybe all year didn't have much energy either. And I figure if that line doesn't have any energy, why? I got to figure it out.
Bruce, with your club, you've been scoring so regularly of late, and then 2 straight games with just 1 goal. It looks like you're still getting similar number of chances and opportunities. What's the difference in your view?
Well, I mean, I think like last couple of games we haven't got anything on the power play. It sort of threads our energy type thing. When we score off that, it sort of just builds for everybody else. And I just think if we get ahead, we're a much better team playing ahead, even though we've blown some leads, but I mean, a much more energized team throughout the game.
With your club's effort level, early on in the season, there were games where perhaps it felt like your club had been outworked. I know you said you thought your club was outplayed in the first, but how did you view the energy level?
No, we were outworked. I mean,
Tonight?
yeah, I mean, they came at us, and you could see them passing our guys coming back, and I mean, they were skating faster, and the last game, it was about winning the one-on-one battles, and Washington came up with them. Tonight, we knew that this team, that on turnovers, if we didn't get the puck deep, they're the best transition team in the league. They take off right away, and so I mean, when we're not getting it deep, we're not catching them because we weren't as quick as them.
Bruce, we've heard outworked a few times over the past 2 games here. With this group, you've been around them for a while. Is that the most dangerous thing to you guys? Just being outworked?
Well, for me, I mean, you can win and lose games, but I mean, getting outworked is sort of that can't happen. Like, I mean, you have to have the will and the want to win the game more than the other team. And I just thought the Washington game and this game, and we got outworked, whereas in the Colorado and the Vegas game, we outworked 2 of the best teams in the league. So it's hard to decipher why we can't get that consistency right now.
The will to want that you mentioned there, do you think that might be something that Jason Miller's talking about with immaturity?
I don't know. It might be. I don't know. I don't know what he's. I'll have to talk to him tomorrow and see what he's talking about.
More Badger, is it knee, groins, or anything you say?
I could look to me like lower body, but I have no idea right now.
What more can you do with your club when they're being outworked as often as they are this season?
Not as often as they are this season, as they were tonight. I mean, you can just. I mean, I don't know. We can go back to step one and see what it is. Like, I mean, I'm not making excuses for them, but they did play 4 games in 6 nights with a lot of travel. So maybe that's it. But I'll find the reason, and we'll correct the reason hopefully tomorrow.
Bruce, in the event that Spencer Martin has to get a run of starts here, you've obviously been comfortable using him. Would you be comfortable seeing what he can do in a higher workload environment, should that be required?
If that's required, we'll soon see, right?